Have you ever wondered why you were born exactly when you were? It is a deeply human question. We look to the stars, to the seasons, to the calendar, searching for a pattern. We crave a map. We are told by some that the month of our birth is not just a date, but a symbolic blueprint, that it assigns us an archetype, the sage of January, the warrior of April, the builder of May, the king of August. We are told this map reveals our purpose, our talents, our destiny. But what if this map is a cage? What if the very act of searching for your identity in a calendar, in a symbolic energy you did not choose, is the one thing preventing you from building an identity worth having? What if your character is not a discovery, but a decision? By the end of our time together, you will not need a map given to you by the stars. You will have the tools to draw your own. You will understand the difference between a symbolic archetype and a forged character. We will explore this, not as a game of parlor psychology, but as the central discipline of a life lived with purpose and tranquility. We are not here to dabble in hidden truths or undiscovered talents bestowed by fate. We are here to do the work. We are here to learn how to become the architects of our own archetypes. Before we begin this work, a necessary boundary. What follows is a philosophical exploration of classical Stoic thought applied to the modern search for meaning. It is educational. It is not and cannot be medical advice, financial advice, or psychological therapy. It is a framework for self-reflection, not a substitute for professional counsel. The choices you make, the actions you take, are your own. That responsibility, as we will see, is the very source of your power. The appeal of the external map, the birth month, the horoscope, the personality test, is its profound comfort. It's an answer. It whispers that you are a visionary because you were born in February. You are a caregiver because you were born in July. It suggests your path is preordained, your talents embedded, your flaws simply part of the design. If you are passionate and assertive, you can credit your April birth. If you are disorganized and struggle to execute, you can perhaps blame your visionary nature. It removes the terrifying electric and absolute burden of by choice. The ancient Stoics looked at this human tendency with clear-eyed compassion, and then with surgical precision. They saw it as the fundamental error, the root of all our suffering. They proposed a different starting point. Not who am I, but what is up to me. This is the great and first division, the dichotomy of control. It is the first principle, the foundation upon which the entire fortress of the inner self is built. If you grasp this, truly grasp it in your bones, the rest follows. What is not up to us? The list is long. Our bodies, our genetics, our parents, the country we were born in, the time we were born in, and most certainly the month we were born in. These things are external. They are indifference. They are the material we are given to work with. They are the weather. They are the waves. They are the brute fact of the universe. Also, on this list, what other people think of us, their opinions, their actions, our reputation, the economy, the traffic, the promotion we didn't get. What is up to us? The list is tragically, beautifully, frighteningly short. It is our proheresis, our faculty of choice, our ruling faculty. It is our judgments about the things that happen. It is our assent to the impressions that rush in. It is the intentions behind our actions. It is the character we choose to build from the material we were given. You do not control the event. You control the meaning you assign to it. Let us take this idea of a birth archetype and place it on this framework. The symbolic map offered by your birth month is, by definition, an external. It is in the category of things not up to you. And the Stoic argument is this: to place your identity, your purpose, or your sense of self in anything external is to build your house on sand. It is to hand the keys to your tranquility to fate, to chance, to the opinions of others. It is to make yourself a slave. If you believe you are a builder born in May, you might feel a sense of appreciation for beauty and stability. But what happens when you face chaos? What happens when your project fails? What happens when you must tear something down to its foundations? Does the builder identity help you, or does it make you brittle? If you fail to be stable, are you now a failed Mayborn? This is the prison of the archetype. The Stoic path is not to find a label, but to forge a capacity. The goal is not to be a builder. The goal is to practice the virtues of persistence, temperance, and wisdom in the face of chaos. The goal is not to be a warrior. The goal is to practice the virtue of courage when you are afraid. Your birth month is a fact, like the color of your eyes. It is not a function. Your function as a human being is to live with reason, virtue, and in service to the human community. Your identity is rational agent. Your archetype, if you must have one, is Procopton, the one who makes progress. That is an archetype you must earn every single day. Let's make this real. The texts of antiquity are filled with examples, but the principle lives and breathes in our own lives, in the silent tragedies and quiet victories of the people we know. Let us consider three. First, the story of a preventable downfall. Let us call him David. David was born in August, and he was told, perhaps by a video like the one in our source, that he embodied the king or queen archetype. He was told he naturally radiated authority, leadership, and self-assurance. He was told he had vision and charisma, and David believed this. He was by nature charismatic. He was tall, he spoke well, and people tended to listen. He rose quickly in his career, becoming a director at a large firm. But David mistook the trappings of leadership for the character of a leader. He believed his authority was his birthright, not his responsibility. He saw his vision as something others must follow, not as something he must communicate and build with others. He loved the symbolism of the king, but he despised the work of the kingdom. When a severe market downturn hit his division, the archetype offered him no tools. His natural authority evaporated when he had to deliver bad news. His charisma felt hollow when he had to make deep, painful cuts. He couldn't control the market and external. He couldn't control the board's decisions and external. And because his entire identity was built on being the king, he could not adapt. He blamed his team. He became defensive. He issued commands, but he did not listen. He was so terrified of looking weak that he became functionally weak. He was removed from his position 6 months later. What went wrong? David built his identity on an external, a regal archetype. He confused a preferred indifferent, being seen as a charismatic leader, with the sole good, being a virtuous leader, wise, just, courageous, and temperate. When the preferred indifferent was taken away, he had nothing left. He wasn't a king, he was a man in a costume, shivering in the first wind of misfortune. A Stoic leader, a Marcus Aurelius, understands that the title is the least important part. The work is the only part. The king archetype is a burden of service, not a privilege of rank. David's downfall was preventable had he placed his identity not in the symbolism of August, but in the daily practice of virtue. Now let us consider a delayed awakening. The story of Sarah. Sarah was born in October. She was told her archetype was the diplomat. She naturally mediated conflicts and was driven by harmony and empathy. This resonated deeply. Sarah hated conflict. She spent her life smoothing things over, finding the middle ground, making sure everyone felt heard. She was the peacemaker in her family and in her office. But her archetype became a gilded cage. To be the diplomat, she believed she must avoid all necessary friction. She mediated, yes, but she did so by appeasing, not by resolving. She valued external quiet over internal justice. In her workplace, a manager was systemically bullying a junior employee. It was subtle: exclusion, passive aggression, forgetting to invite them to meetings. Sarah saw it. The junior employee came to her, and Sarah, true to her archetype, tried to harmonize the environment. She told the employee, "Maybe you're misinterpreting his stress." She told the manager, "Let's all try to be more understanding." She hosted a team-building lunch. The bullying continued. The employees' mental health deteriorated, and they quit. The harmony Sarah had achieved was false. It was the harmony of silence, the peace of injustice allowed to stand. Her awakening was a cold, hard realization. Her diplomacy was cowardice. Her empathy was a tool for her comfort, not for the team's health. The Stoic virtue of justice is not passive. It is not simply being nice. It is seeing the world clearly and acting rightly, even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. Sarah had confused the preferred indifferent of a harmonious office with the sole good of a just character. To protect the former, she sacrificed the latter. Her awakening was the moment she realized she had to build the character of a true diplomat, one who has the courage to confront injustice, a warrior's trait, the wisdom to see the truth, a sage's trait, and the temperance to do it productively. She realized these virtues are not assigned by month. They are required of all of us in all months. She had to forge the courage she lacked rather than leaning on the empathy she had. Finally, a credible transformation, the story of Alex. Alex was born in February, assigned the visionary archetype, sensitive, creative, often misunderstood. This was Alex's story. Alex had notebooks full of brilliant ideas, apps, novels, community projects, but none of them were real. When Alex tried to explain them, people seemed confused. When Alex tried to start, the details were overwhelming. The visionary archetype became a shield. "They just don't get my perspective," Alex would say. "I'm too ahead of my time." It was a perfect excuse for inaction. Now, the identity of visionary was more comfortable than the work of building a vision. Then Alex encountered the writings of Marcus Aurelius. One line lodged itself in Alex's mind: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Alex looked at the misunderstood label. That was the impediment. What if it was the way? What if the problem people don't understand was actually the path? My job is to make them understand. This was the shift. Alex stopped being a visionary, a static noun, and started practicing the work of a visionary, an active verb. The work of a visionary is not just having the idea. That is the easy part. The work is logic, breaking the grand idea into small, testable, logical steps. The work is communication, translating the vision into plain language that inspires and directs others. The work is temperance, patiently accepting feedback, even harsh feedback, without letting the ego of the visionary get in the way. The work is courage, facing the risk of failure, the risk that the vision is wrong. Alex put the novels aside and started with one small concrete project, a local garden. The vision was just a sketch on a napkin. The work was getting permits, testing soil, organizing volunteers, and handling budgets. It was grinding. It was not symbolic. It was real. A year later, the garden was small, imperfect, but flourishing. It was real. Alex had become an alchemist, November's archetype, not by being born in the right month, but by doing the alchemical work of transforming a sensitive idea into dirt and water and food. Alex forged the builder archetype, May, through persistence. Alex forged the mediator archetype, June, by navigating neighborhood disputes. Alex forged the warrior archetype, April, by fighting for permits. This is the profound, liberating truth. The archetypes are not identities. They are descriptions of virtue in action. And all of them are available to all of us at any time, if we are willing to do the work. You are not a builder. You are a person who can choose to build. You are not a sage. You are a person who can choose to seek wisdom. So, how do we begin this work? How do we stop identifying with the graffiti on the outer wall and start reinforcing the inner fortress? It begins with prohairesis, your ruling faculty, your power of choice. This is the true symbolic map you are looking for. It is not an external guide. It is the guide itself. It is the part of you that observes, judges, and chooses. It is the you that is you. When an impression strikes you, that person insulted me, you have a choice. The impression is just a report. He said these words. The judgment is what you add to it. He insulted me. This is terrible. I am disrespected. The Stoic practices withholding assent from that first hasty, unexamined judgment. The untrained mind, the mind that believes it is a warrior, April, or a king, August, might judge, this is an attack on my honor. I must respond with passion and determination. This is slavery. You are a puppet reacting to a string. The trained mind, the Stoic mind, pauses in that fractional second. It applies the dichotomy of control. His words are external. They are not up to me. They cannot touch my character unless I let them. My judgment about his words is up to me. My response is up to me. The trained mind chooses its response. Maybe the response is a calm correction. Maybe it is silence. Maybe it is humor. But it is chosen, not compelled. It is rational. This is your true power, not charisma, not a regal bearing, but the discipline to separate what happens from what you think about what happens. This is the foundation. The second step is to practice. Philosophy for the Stoics was not a reading exercise. It was a training regimen. You cannot build the resilience of the March-born, the reborn, by simply believing. You have it. You must forge it. This is the principle of voluntary hardship. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, would regularly practice poverty. He would eat the simplest food, wear the roughest clothes, and sleep on the hard floor. He wasn't a masochist. He was training. He was asking himself, is this what I am so afraid of? This is not so bad. He was inoculating himself against the fear of loss. He was proving to himself that his tranquility was internal, not dependent on his external wealth. This is how you build your own archetype. You don't need to be born in April, warrior, to be courageous. Practice small courage. Have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Speak up in the meeting. Go to the gym when you don't want to. You don't need to be born in January, sage, to be wise. Practice small wisdom. Read, reflect, write in a journal. Practice seeing events from other perspectives before you judge. You don't need to be born in May, builder, to be persistent. Practice small persistence. Finish the task you started. Clean the kitchen all the way. Meditate for 5 minutes, but do it every day. This is the forge. This is where character is made. The birth month archetype is cold iron, given to you by chance. A virtuous character is a blade hammered and folded in the forge of daily, voluntary, conscious choice. It is heated by discomfort, quenched in reason, and sharpened by reflection. This is the crucial distinction. The symbolic map of the calendar offers identity without effort. The Stoic map offers character through work. Now we must address a potential and dangerous misinterpretation of these archetypes. There is a way to view this knowledge, a Machiavellian way that is purely manipulative. This view would say, it doesn't matter if these archetypes are true. It only matters if people believe them. If you are born in August, use the king archetype. Let people think you have natural authority. Use their perception as a tool for power. If you are a diplomat in October, use that perception of empathy to disarm people and get what you want. This is the path of the persona. It is the path of the actor. It is, again, to make yourself a slave to the perceptions of others. It is to build an identity that is hollow, brittle, and entirely external. Your power lasts only as long as the audience believes the performance. The moment they stop clapping, you are nothing. The Stoic path is the precise opposite. It is not about what you appear to be. It is about what you are. The Stoic leader, the true king, regardless of birth month, doesn't care about the symbolism of power. They are focused relentlessly on the function of power. For Marcus Aurelius, being emperor was a terrible burden. His meditations are not the thoughts of a regal king enjoying his authority. They are the desperate, disciplined, daily attempts of a man fighting the archetype of the king. He is reminding himself page after page, do not be corrupted. Do not become a tyrant. Your job is to serve. Your job is to be just, to be patient, to be rational. Your archetype is human being and citizen of the cosmos. The Machiavellian seeks power over others. The Stoic seeks power over the self. The Machiavellian uses the archetype as a mask to manipulate the world. The Stoic ignores the archetype to build a character that can serve the world. So where does this leave us? We began with a simple question. Does your birth month hold a symbolic map to your life? The appeal is powerful. It suggests a universe where you belong, where your traits are part of a grand cosmic design. But we have seen that this map, if taken as fate, is a prison. It is an identity given, not earned. It is brittle. It fails in the storm. The Stoic philosophy does not offer you this easy comfort. It does not offer you a predefined archetype. It offers you something far more powerful. It offers you a forge. It offers you an architect's plan. The archetypes listed in that video, the sage, the visionary, the reborn, the warrior, the builder, the mediator, the caregiver, the king, the analyst, the diplomat, the alchemist, are not exclusive identities. They are a list of virtues. The sage is a name for wisdom. The warrior is a name for courage. The mediator and diplomat are names for justice and temperance. The builder and analyst are names for logic and persistence. The alchemist and reborn are names for resilience. These are not types of people. These are the tools that all people must cultivate to live a good life. You are not one of them. You are required to be all of them. You are required to be a sage when you must make a difficult decision. You are required to be a warrior when you are facing fear. You are required to be a mediator when you must bring fairness to a dispute. You are required to be a builder when you must patiently do the work. You are required to be a king when you must lead not with charisma, but with responsibility. You are required to be an alchemist when you must transform your own suffering and failure into wisdom and growth. This is the work. This is the great journey. So we can now close the loop we opened at the beginning. What happens when the warrior born in April is a coward? It proves the map is wrong. What happens when the sage born in January is a fool? It proves the map is wrong. Your character is not in your calendar. It is in your choices. The true symbolic blueprint is not the month of your birth. It is the faculty of reason itself. It is the hegemonicon, the ruling center of your mind. That is the only part of you that is truly you. The next time you are tempted to look outward for your identity, to a personality test, to a symbolic archetype, to what others think of you, pause. Remember the fortress. Remember the pilot of the ship. These labels are the wind. They are the weather. They are noise. They are not the rudder. You are the rudder. Your archetype is not a noun. It is a verb. It is to choose, to judge, to act, to build, to serve. This, then, is the true meaning, not of your birth month, but of your life. It is not to find the map. It is to draw it. It is not to discover your archetype. It is to forge your character. We have spoken today of the foundations, of separating what we control from what we do not. We have spoken of the forge, of building character through willed action. This is the core of the discipline of action and the discipline of ascent. But there is a third discipline, one that underpins them all. It is the discipline that prepares us before the storm hits. It is how we train our perception to see the world as it is, not as our archetype or our fears tell us it is. This is the discipline of desire, or perhaps more accurately, the discipline of preparation. It involves the practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of challenges, not to be morbid, but to be ready. To visualize the future, not to control it, but to train our response to it. This is the path of the Procopton. the one who makes progress. It is the next chapter in this work, and it is a path open to every single one of us, regardless of the month, the year, or the circumstances of our birth. The work is all. The work is now.